Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams, and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. I was getting so excited, happy, joyful as I was getting ready for the reading, because Spirit kept coming through with the message that you have manifested something. And it'll be different for you depending on who you are and what your situation is and what you've been going through. But you have manifested something that you have needed. And it's something that you wanted. It's something that you've been on a journey where you wanted to fulfill this in your life. You wanted to accomplish this. For some of you, it's peace of mind. You've manifested peace. There's something that was a burden to you from your past, and you've released it. You've released the weight of it. And so you've manifested freedom. I'm getting that your heart is lighter now. For some of you, you've manifested power over spell work that was being done to you. Constantly, there's somebody who wanted to conquer you with spell work. And I'm getting that this person is a lot weaker now, okay? But they still attempt to send things your way. But there is no way in hell, heaven, or earth that it could ever impact you, because you've ascended. There are divine beings that are rejoicing for you. I'm hearing celebrate good times, come on. I was hearing that when I was in the shower. It is time to know that you deserve joy and that you've earned it. You've earned this joy. Okay? Ashe. Some of you have manifested more money in your bank account. Hey, I love it. We can't forget about the root chakra. Okay, that's important too. And for some of you, you know, some people are like, oh, money, whatever. No, money is important for our survival, right? And for some of you, that money is giving you the security that you need to have freedom, because you felt like you were depending on someone or something, whether it was a boss that was mistreating you or a spouse that was mistreating you. There's somebody that you were depending on that was not dependable. And so now this financial freedom that you have earned for yourself, or for whoever it is that depends on you, maybe a child or children, you're free now. So whatever it is that you've manifested, and it may be several of these things, it's worth rejoicing over. For real. Okay, it's time to celebrate yourself and your dedication to your goals, to your mission. 4:44 on the timer. You're divinely protected. That's obvious. You are clearly divinely protected. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this beautiful being? Loyal heart, no place like home, and thinker. which is card 44. Okay, we just saw 444. There's something that you're contemplating. All right, so we've got loyal heart. I'm already seeing that there is love in your life. Someone adores you. And what I'm hearing is that someone adores you because you have been dedicated to adoring yourself. That's been your goal, is to truly love yourself. And so this dedication to you has manifested a love. Some of you are already connected with this person. We just had 5:55 on the timer, so I feel like that change energy is what you're thinking about. Okay, but we'll get there. That's the third card. We'll get there. Some of you have already connected with this person who adores you. And for some of you, this person is approaching your realm. It's like, let's say if your realm has levels to it, right? They're approaching you. They're not yet in your inner world. But that's where they want to be. That's where they want to be. They desire you. Okay. Now I get it, Spirit, because they were telling me as I was preparing for the reading that I needed to pull from my twin flame deck. And I was like, huh? Say what, Spirit? Okay. Yeah. And you know, you don't have to give anything a title. Twin flame, divine counterpart, whatever. It's a divine love. It's a divine love. Also, this is a union that has required multiple lifetimes to manifest. So that's why this union or reunion is such a big deal. Is because your souls have been locating one another after a time of separation and working through certain obstacles in order to come together. In a way that didn't always feel peaceful. I'm getting that for some of you, if you are one of these beautiful beings who has conquered this spell work that's been sent to you, that was a part of all of this. There was a being or several beings that wanted to put a division or like a divisive energy between you and your love, your lover, your divine lover. There's someone who saw the connection between you, whether you're already connected or not. I'm getting that this divisive energy that was sent to you through evil spell work, it was sent to you no matter if you're already connected with your counterpart or if your counterpart is approaching your realm. There is a being who is that nosy and that bothered by what they have already recognized as a powerful divine love between you and another beautiful being. They were so bothered by this that they have sent ongoing spiritual attacks in order to divide you and your love, to put a wedge between you, multiple obstacles and not only wanting to separate the two of you from one another with this loyal heart card. You see how beautiful this is? This is what this being has already observed. They already peeped your love. They already knew what you had with this beautiful being. The two of you together. They already knew. For some of you, this is a person who has gotten readings on you. They have illegally, I'm talking about spiritual law, they have attempted to tap into your energy in order to know your fate, which what I'm getting is that they've only seen enough to bury themselves. They've only seen enough of your destiny, of your truth, and the truth of who you are, and the truth of whom you're attracting to you, just naturally. They've only seen enough to cause danger for themselves. Yeah, we just had 1111 on the timer. This person has opened up portals of evil for themselves because they did not have permission to look into your life. Now, since they have stepped into your realm illegally, and they have tried to invade your energy, whatever it is that you need to look into regarding their energy, you have every right to do that, as long as you're doing it to protect yourself, absolutely. But they never had any right to remote view you or anyone that you're attracting. They never had any right to send you negative energy. They never had any right to tap into your destiny, which they weren't even seeing accurately. That's the funny, I mean, is it funny? I don't know. Maybe ironic. It's not bad to laugh. It's okay. You know, I mean, this is misfortune that a person has brought on themselves because they were driven by hatred and insecurity to bring an ending to you, to your life, which they could never do. This is card 35. 3 and 5 is 8. The love that you have, whether it's in your life at this point and you're already connected with this person, or if you're manifesting it, it is for forever. Eight, I'm seeing the infinity symbol. It's for eternity. And you and this divine being, in future lifetimes, you will always come together. It's up to you if you want to reunite with this person again as a lover. You may come together again as a different type of relationship, but you will always find one another. Okay? This person is home to you and you are home to them. And one thing that's coming through is that if you are already in connection with this person and you have been attacked by spell work that was trying to cause division between you, first of all, we're in minute 14, so you are achieving temperance now, but this is after a lot of chaos energy that was sent to you. So whatever it is that you have conquered within yourself and within your union, in light of the negative energy that was being sent your way, you are just that much stronger for it. 1444 on the timer. Whatever attacks you faced, you will never experience negative energy in that way again. It's like what you went through created a shield that now protects you and your love union. There could have been a lot of negative energy that infiltrated your world, and you felt this and you experienced this within your union. But what I'm getting is that it was it acted as sort of a purge, a divine purge, because there were there was residual. I'm hearing Chris Brown residuals. That song might be significant to you, but there were like the after effects of situations that had occurred between you and your lover prior to being hit with all of this evil energy, these attacks that was still impacting you, and it formed like a stickiness. It was like you were together, but there was this, like, it felt like yucky energy that needed to be cleared out. There could have been some things that needed to be forgiven. There could have been some things that needed to be healed. And that's exactly what has happened as you have gone through this experience, this divine purge, that you're able to experience now because you endured the attacks that were sent your way. So, you know when they say that everything works for your good? This is exactly that. We're in minute 17. This is the star energy coming to you of hope and healing. And so now we have the thinker, where you're contemplating something, you're thinking about something. I see here, you're on this level, but you're about to go up here because there are more levels to this. And what I want to explore now is what you're contemplating. So look, you see these lower levels here. I didn't see that before. So it's like prior to the spiritual attacks and being able to purge that negative energy from your past, which could have been from situations that occurred 10, 15, 20 years ago if you've been together that long. Or it could have been, depending on your timeline, a year, 5 years, 10 years ago, okay? But it feels like negative energy that was stagnant. It was kind of stuck there in a pocket between you, and it needed to be purged out. You know? And so now there's healing. We're in minute 18, that's the moon card. There could have been anxiety that either you or your lover felt about past situations that had not been expressed. It hadn't been processed yet. You know, sometimes we feel anxiety and we don't know how to put it in words yet. It's like sometimes a person will ask you, well, how do you feel? And you're like, I don't know yet. I got to think this through. Let me understand it first, then I'll get back to you. It's kind of like one of those things, but these could have been anxieties and worries that had been had just remained stagnant for a long time, either for months or for potentially years. And so you were kind of stuck on this lower level or these lower levels, but you're going up these levels now, and now you're kind of contemplating, well, where do we go next? There is somewhere else to go. There might be some residual worry, doubt. Okay, so okay, they said go to the tarot first. I feel like a lot of the archangels have been coming through the reading. So I just found, as I was shuffling the cards and stuff, I looked over, I put my candle over there, and I was like, oh my gosh, my archangel deck. I hadn't found this in ages, so A lot of times that happens when the time is right, you find what you've been looking for. So I'm using this, the Archangel deck, and I invite the Archangel's energy to come through. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. What is it that this beautiful being is contemplating right now? What do they need to know regarding where they're being guided to go as they move forward on their healing journey? Okay, I just have to show you these last 3 cards. First of all, we're going to start there. You got peace, which in this deck, it is the death card. But look at how beautiful it looks here. Because it's about a release. It's not about the ending of what you're manifesting. It's about the beginning of something, because you're able to feel lighter. Remember in the beginning of the reading, it came through that you have a lighter heart now. Your heart is lighter. It says release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Okay, you've got 4 of Michael, which is 4 of Swords for healing and rest. And you've got 4 of Gabriel, which is 4 of Wands. Look at that union. It's a blessed union. So you've got the Magician here. Divine is guiding you to understand on a very deep level that, or to remember, because you know this, but sometimes worries from the past get in the way of what it is that we truly know and just need to remember. So I'm just reminding you that you can manifest the life that you want. And the Magician is about having all the tools of what you need to have what you want. 2222 on the timer. You have already achieved balance in your life. All the tools are right there. Everything that you need is either within you or within your reach, around you, maybe even supporting you. Successful beginnings. I'm also seeing this prism here. Oh, and there is a rainbow. Back there, there's a rainbow. So this is about a time of peace after the storm. But what's coming through is that you went through the storm. So now you may have memories of the storm that feel a little like, you know, it's about perspective. It's about the reality that you choose to tune into, because there are so many realities. You know, you can take 10 different people and put them in a room and ask them about the same situation, and they all see it from a different reality or a different perspective. So what is real to this person may not be real at all to this person. So you get to create the reality that you desire. And a lot of times that is about perspective. I love that this energy of peace/death, which is kind of crazy to say, right, came through. That it's the death card, but it's also the peace card in this deck. Because letting go of the painful memories of the past and no longer allowing them to haunt you is what brings you peace. There are so many things that a person or people did to betray you and to attack you, and that is coming through. with this 3 of Wands in reverse. Someone did not want you to move forward. Someone did not want you to see your ships coming in. Someone did not want you to see your blessings. They wanted you to have a perspective, a view of your life that was so negative, that was so depressing. There's definitely sadistic energy that was in this effort by this person or these people, because they wanted you to fail. But in all their attacks, you learned how to succeed. You learned how to succeed in the face of being attacked, in the process of being attacked, which, you know, if the birds are chirping and there's a rainbow out and all this and you can succeed, okay, great, but what can you do in the middle of a storm? What can you do when you are constantly being berated and being sent evil energy? Can you succeed then? That's what you've done. That's what you've done. And that is truly something. That's the kind of success that is permanent, because it changes something within you. Something inside you. I'm getting, even on a chemical level now, not a doctor, okay? But we can reprogram our mind, our brain. We can, you know, even through meditation, we can affect the gray matter in our brain, okay? So yes, there are ways to actually change the state of our body, okay? By the decisions, the choices that we make, and how we choose to change patterns and develop new patterns. That's what you've done. It's so deep. It's so deep what you've done. I got chills. It's so deep. So we have 6 of Ariel here. Ashe Archangel Ariel. This is 6 of Pentacles. So 6 of Pentacles and 4 of Wands. This is an energy of giving and receiving. And because you have learned to do this within yourself, the 6 of Pentacles energy, where you have redirected the energetic flow within your body, you've changed the pattern of your thoughts. Whereas you would get an intrusive thought that would come to you, pop up in your mind, and it was actually, because as a spiritual worker, I believe that intrusive thoughts are either remnants of our past trauma, or energy that's it's the result of energy that's being projected towards us from another being, okay? So when you have experienced those intrusive thoughts, back in the day, you would let that intrusive thought take you every which way. And it's like, and when at King Kong, they would take the girl and, I mean, crazy, right? Like, that intrusive thought would take you on a ride, and you would allow it then, because that's what you knew to do, which is what we all do, right? We do what we know to do. And so you allowed those intrusive thoughts to guide you, to guide your actions. And so whereas you may have been feeling okay, that thought came to you and you sunk low into a deep depression or a state of anxiety. Now, when an intrusive 2929 on the timer, you have balance that you have manifested in your life as a result of bringing something to a close, to an ending. Now when those intrusive thoughts come to you, you're like, wait a minute, I know what you are. You're not me. This isn't really my thought. This isn't where I want to go today. Like, I woke up this morning and I decided the 3 things I was going to get done today. And this thought, that's not a part of my schedule. You're like, And so you have power over things that used to have power over you. That's the magic of what you've done and what you're doing, what you continue to do. And so because you have changed, which is how I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles, you've changed the flow of energy in your body. Because Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving. So before we can affect our relationships with other people, we have to affect and heal the way that we allow energy to move within us, our thoughts and our emotions. And you've done that. And so now that you've dedicated so much time, energy, and effort to healing the flow of energy within you, now this Four of Wands is a reality. This joyful union, this healthy union with this beautiful being that sees you as the beautiful being that you are, who has a loyal heart for you. Now it's all come together. Now it's all come together. In this lifetime, you were always meant to connect with a divine lover. 3131 on the timer. But there was healing that you deserved to experience within you first, so that you could truly feel the blessings, the full blessings that this love has to offer. And I feel like your lover is going through this as well on some level. Now let's go to the Twin Flame Oracle. I'm awakening. I know more than I'm letting on. Look at that. That's your person. That's your person. They're feeling a lot that they're going through. Because they know that there's some sort of alchemical change that's going on inside of them as well. Yeah. I know more than I'm letting on. That's not a sneaky thing. That's like I'm tuned in too. Divine is saying that your person has more gifts than either one of you may have ever realized. Their soul is leading them now. Their soul is leading them. For those of you who are attracting this lover into your realm, that's a big part of that message too, because it said, I know more than I let on, or that anyone knows that I know, because they're so tuned into your energy. 3333. My left ear is ringing. They're very tuned in because they're more motivated than ever to be with you. This is their motivation. At one time, with your person, their main motivation was success in the workplace. At one time, their main motivation or main goal was success with their creative effort. Maybe for some of you, I get that they're a musician, or they love music, okay? For some of you, this person's main goal was to take care of other family members. But now, their main goal is to be with you. They know your value now. What do we need to know about this connection, Spirit? I know the universe works in mysterious ways, but sometimes I judge the situation instead of surrendering to it. So this could be describing your energy or the energy of your person, or both. So there may have been a lack of surrender here, because love can be scary. It can feel scary. It can be scary to us in our minds because it feels scary to us within our emotional state. True love is not scary at all. True love is the most comforting, peaceful frequency. It is divine. It's the highest frequency there is. But it feels scary to us because a lot of times we label things throughout our lives as love that is anything but love. It's not love at all. You know? True love does require surrender, and it deserves surrender. But a lot of the things that we label as love, we should never surrender to. We should never surrender to. We should never trust that, because it's not love. But what you are manifesting, and this is for a very specific group of beautiful beings, that this is your reading, you were meant to manifest the union of these loyal hearts in this lifetime. And Divine is saying, this is what's coming through with this card here, is that some of the things that you and your person have considered to be love or romantic love in the past, 3636 on the timer, that wasn't the love that is divine that your soul wanted for you. That was an opportunity for you to learn something about what you don't deserve. You don't deserve that. But because you experienced it, you're that much closer to having the true union of loyal hearts that you do deserve. What else, Spirit? You are my true love, my heart, and my soul. And with that 4 there, I'm getting protection. I'm also getting 4 of Wands. This feels like Wands energy with that sunset in the background. There's definitely fire here. And I love how in between them it almost looks like a heart. Like it's just love. It's divine love. It's real love. Real love. I'm searching for a real love. I'm not going to give in to fear. I know fear is only an illusion. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you that the spiritual attacks that you were suffering from, and suffering came through. I feel like you did suffer because of it. But suffering takes us to our expansion. Because it's only when we suffer that we're truly motivated to grow. If we were always comfortable, why would we want to do anything? Like, we'd be good. You know what I mean? So whatever suffering you felt, it did motivate you to do that 6 of Pentacles work, to move energy in a different direction in your inner realm. But that was a main goal of whoever sent those attacks. It was to make you fearful of something that you don't need to be afraid of. And I'm getting that because this person who sent attacks your way, they had also looked into your energy. They were sending work, not just to you, not just to your love connection, but to your lover as well. Even if you have not connected with this person yet, they looked into your energy to see who that would be. Okay, and so a lot of the fear that you've been feeling, it is the result of the attacks. Oh, there was this one as well. Love like ours can change the world. Absolutely. And that's why someone wanted to ruin the connection between you, is because they know the power of it. It's not just out of envy and jealousy. It's that this is a person who is anti-love, period. They're anti-healing. they don't want to see you or anyone else have a positive impact on the world. This person who sent spiritual attacks your way, they operate out of pure evil. Just evil. Anything good, they hate it. You know, it's like all the things that make people go like, oh my gosh, I love that. Like when you hear a baby coo or giggle, they'll, oh, it's so cute. But they don't feel that way. They hate that. They hate joy. They hate peace. You know, seeing puppies frolic and play outside, they hate that. They're like, oh my gosh, it's so adorable. But they don't feel that way. They don't get warm and fuzzy feelings. They slither and slide in their slime. That's where this person vibrates. And it is going to take them multiple lifetimes. For some of you, this is a sibling. For some of you, this is 4111. Divine is reminding you right now that you are protected in every single new beginning. For some of you, this is a parent that attacked your love. For some of you, this is a coworker. I'm getting obsessive stalker. For some of you, this was a neighbor. For some of you, this could be a person that you really didn't even have anything to do with like that. Not in this lifetime. Because you avoided them as soon as they came into your realm. As soon as you picked up on them, listen. You were like, I don't like that. And for some of you, you had no choice but to have a connection with this person because they were blood. Maybe you lived with them when you were growing up. Perhaps they were your parent. For some of you, this is an in-law. Okay, so what's coming through is that for some of you, your person is learning a lot about boundaries at this time. And that takes me back to that original card. I put it back in the deck, but where it says, I'm awakening. I am aware of more than I let on. For some of you, your person is awakening to the fact that they must have boundaries. They're learning what boundaries are, and they're realizing that it's so important. If they are going to have happiness in their life, they have to set and maintain boundaries with people within their bloodline, people within their family, people on their job. Okay? Whatever attachments people were trying to attach to your person is realizing now that they have to protect their connection with you. And they're realizing that that is a way of protecting themselves because they see you as a part of themselves now, which is a result of their maturity. Look, that's what this person realizes now. Love like ours can change the world. You show up in my dreams. It helps me process buried memories. This person, your person is healing. Remember it came through 4343 on the timer that this process of healing that you've been going through, it was awakening some fears and anxieties from past situations that could have occurred early on in your relationship if you're already connected to this person. Okay? For those of you who are still attracting this person to you, they're already aware of you. They're already trying to come towards you. A lot of what has been coming through is related to your past life with them. Okay? Divine, what does this beautiful being need to know moving forward? Okay, I want to pull from this because vision board. So you've, yeah, strength of giants. Protect your dreams. Project your dreams into reality. That's the power that you have. And that's why you're experiencing so many wonderful manifestations. They're coming in. No matter how hard opponents, enemies, were trying to turn your Three of Wands upside down, your healing energy and your power as the Magician. You see that? The fact that that came out with this card, project your dreams into reality, which is what you've done, that speaks to your power of manifestation. It's almost as if, like, and I'm going to tell you this, there are beings where you have to be careful. And it's not out of fear, but it's just understanding your power. And more than likely you already are aware of this, but be very cognizant, be very aware of the words that you speak and of the thoughts that you focus on, because what you give your energy to, it will manifest. And that is the main message of this reading. You are the Magician. And so whatever it is that you replay in your mind regarding your love life, that is exactly what you're going to have. That's why this Magician reversed in the background, who was sending spell work, projected so much fear, because they wanted you to think negative thoughts about your own life. Truly, that Magician can't do anything to you. The only thing they could do in the past was send you energy. It's what you do with that energy that matters. So if you take that energy, those projected thoughts that they send to you, and those fearful thoughts, those images of failure and, oh, you know, just the worst possible scenario, then that's exactly what you would have. But because you're healed, you are continuing to heal your energy. Those fears that used to dwell in your mental realm, they don't live there anymore. And you know what impact this has had on that Magician that sent you that energy? I'm hearing, love don't live here anymore. I don't know who sings that song, but just that. What is it? She says, love's a fantasy. Love don't live here anymore. I don't know what song that is, but that's exactly the reality that has manifested for the person who wanted to take love away from your life. They wanted to omit love from your life. See, you can't do that with a chosen one. You can never take away love from a chosen being, because you are love. You are love. So it was only a matter of time until you were going to wake up to your power and realize that whatever you allow to dwell in your mind is what you are going to visualize and feel around you in this 3D. You woke up to your power. You have the strength of giants. The elephant spirit might be significant to you. You're tapping into ancient power. Okay? Also, you're healing generational wounds. Ooh, it's powerful. It's so powerful. Whoever this was that sent negative energy your way, they have nothing but doubt in their minds now. The same doubt that they wanted you to have is all that they're able to have in their realm. Fires of passion is what you're going to continue to experience between you and your divine lover. Fires of passion, igniting your inner drive and the love between you. Passion fuels your determination. It says, when you feel the flame of passion, follow it. This could speak to attraction. Okay? It will guide you through any challenge and keep you motivated as you pursue your goals. And the Enchanter's touch. Charm and captivate those around you. So you have a very powerful impact on your lover. Not just on your lover, but you know, that's the thing about sensual energy, is that when we realize, sometimes we realize at a young age the power of our sensuality, and it's like if we're unhealed, we just kind of let it we use it anywhere on anybody, and it's like, you know, that kind of vibe. But then once we heal, it becomes more focused on what we actually want to attract, and we realize who deserves to experience our sensual energy. So you're not giving your sensual magic to people who don't deserve it. That could be something that you used to do, and when you focus it on where you want it to go and on a being that deserves you, and also enjoy that energy within yourself. Oh, that's a game changer. You are an enchanter. Your influence is magnetic. It says use your charisma and charm to create connections that open doors for you. Your ability to captivate others will pave the way for your success. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. Let's close with an Archangel Michael card. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. I love that the archangels were coming through. I love that I found that deck. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this beautiful being as we close this reading? Deeper insights are at hand. Your overall plan is good, but the details need work. Reflect before moving forward. I'm going to pull another card on that just because. All right, let's read these first. Someone new is coming. So for those of you who are already in a deep connection, this is a renewal of the energy between you. And for those of you who are attracting your person to you, that's them. That's them. But in any case, this feels like a new love. An important new relationship is on the horizon. Open your mind and heart so that happiness can enter your life. And this is card 44. We've been seeing that number. You will manifest what you need. Express gratitude as if your plans have already come to pass. Trust that your angels are bringing you the assistance that you need. So for some of you, that's what it's talking about, where it says your plan is good. Let me get a card just to see if there's any additional guidance that Divine wants you to know about that, your plans moving forward. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. So, Nine of Pentacles is an independent energy. For some of you, you are very focused on your individual manifestations at this time. At the bottom, you've got the Lovers. So this could point to the direction of still honoring your independence, but making room for a love that is deserving of your energy. Only a love that is deserving of your brilliance, your charisma, your divine guidance. Because whatever love this is that you would allow into your life and that you would continue to nurture, it's because of your divine guidance that you're experiencing it. So it's a result of you being guided by the divine to move forward and to connect and to open up to it. Okay? I feel like that goes back to the surrender message. Yes. You can have both. You can have your independence and also open up to love. You can have both. You can maintain your sense of self and also open up to experience the energy of a divine counterpart and surrender to that as well. You can have both. Ashe. All right, beautiful being. I'm so grateful that you tuned in. Thank you so much. I hope that this reading gave you comfort and insight and some clarity and good vibes. I appreciate you so much and I love you. I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.